Jamaican flavor. Smoke off. Look at that. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Kitchen Culture, and today we got a real slapper for y'all today, okay? So we finna be making oxtail and cheese grits, all right? We got them two ways, however you want it. We got them smoked and we got them baked, okay? So look, the flavor got a nice little kick to it, you know, with the jerk seasoning that we're finna be using today, all right? Go on to the stove, make your Instacart order, whatever you need to do, strap on in and get ready, all right? So all the ingredients will be in the description box below, and while you're down there, hit that notification bell and that subscribe button so you can be tapped in with all the recipes coming your way, all right? But let's get it though.
I do my thing in the kitchen. My name is Cord, I'm for the culture, and I'm here with a vision. We here to talk, chop it up. They say the odds are stacked against us. We ain't seen that bet. And the things we do in kitchens, y'all ain't seen that shit. Yes, Lord, let me talk. Listen, man, we here for a good time, not a long time. Matter of fact, we here for a great time. You know, turned into Kitchen Culture Podcast.
To season up these oxtails, we're gonna already trim the fat on them, so now we're gonna hit these with a little bit of oil. Here's some vegetable oil, just because it was what was closest to me, you know what I mean? But you can use olive oil too, that's fine. So we're gonna season this thing on down, all right? Because once we put this in our liquid and everything later on, we're gonna lose a little bit of flavor. So first we're starting off with some onion powder. And I'm going a little heavy because all we're gonna do is just mix this all around instead of flipping over to the other side, you know? So just rock with me. And get some garlic powder. Yeah, throw us in some allspice. Added some of my Counter Slap signature blend seasoning. So this will be linked in my YouTube shop, or you can get it in the description box below. This is low sodium and it goes amazing with your meats, all right? So whether it's pork, chicken, salmon, don't matter. Put some Counter Slap in your life. Black pepper. You get some smoked sea salt. Now, I got this from Walmart. You can also get it off Amazon or whatever the case. But if you can't find this, regular sea salt will work too. But that little smoky flavor gonna come in handy. So now, with the smoked sea salt, you don't wanna go crazy on this. But again, we are seasoning. Then add us some Jamaican all-purpose seasoning. And then, so we got 4 pounds of oxtails, so do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of some jerk seasoning. Go ahead and get your hands in there. Mix everything around. Mix everything around. Look at all that flavor. But you see that? That's what we want right there. We don't want to see no red spots really, all right? So it's covered in seasoning. Look at that shit. Look at that. So now we're gonna cover this up, let it marinate for an hour to overnight for best results, all right? All right, so we're gonna drop us in half a stick of unsalted butter. So we're gonna go ahead and brown this butter a little bit on like a medium-low setting. It'll only take you a couple minutes. Keep on stirring and stirring. Add in about 2 tablespoons of some all-purpose flour. And just get that added on in, work that around, work that around. We wanna make sure we cook out all of the flour taste of this. Make sure all of the flour is worked into your butter. This should probably take you just about 2 or 3 minutes. Get everything worked in. And again, right now we on like a medium low. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add us in some diced onions. I'm using some red onions. Add a little bit of sweetness. All right, so go ahead, work these onions around, and we're gonna cook these for about 4 to 5 minutes. Just trying to get these softened up a little bit. And at this point, boy, your house ought to be smelling real good. Add in a little garlic paste. All right, so we're gonna season this up real quick, lightly, okay? So we're gonna hit this with a little bit of Jamaican all-purpose seasoning. Now them oxtails are seasoned down, so I mean we wanna get just a little kiss of flavor. So add in that Counter Slap, a little black pepper, and a little kiss of some smoked sea salt. We're gonna add us about 4 cups of some beef broth on in. So with a lot of your Jamaican dishes, you're gonna add you in a Scotch bonnet pepper But unless you in like Florida or something like that, it's gonna be a little difficult to find, all right? So you can add your habanero pepper and it'll give you a real similar effect. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that on in. Don't cut it open though. Then we're gonna add us in a few thyme sprigs. All we're gonna do is bring this up to a low boil and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Now, if you're gonna cook these inside, okay, we're gonna go ahead and sear these oxtails off. So drop your oxtails on in. We're gonna sear these things on down for about 3 to 4 minutes each side. So we're gonna take that mixture that we worked on, add that into a pan. Add your oxtails on into your pan. Obviously, adjust this to the amount of people you're cooking for, but oxtail is expensive. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tight wrap this up in some foil. So we're gonna throw this in the oven at 375 for about 2 to 2.5 hours, or until a fork tender. See y'all in a bit. So while waiting on that to finish up, you gotta tap in with my cookbook, Kitchen Culture. All right, the best big bag cookbook on the market. I mean, it ain't all big bag recipes. It's like a good 3 vegetable recipes. You know, I kind of felt like I overdid it a little bit, but just let me put you on real quick. So it's all sorts of recipes up in this thing. So you got some buffalo chicken sliders up in there, honey chipotle garlic shrimp, you know what I mean? Cocktails, hey, that's me. Some basil garlic lamb chops, deep fried ribs, you know what I'm saying? It's all sorts of stuff in here, from deep fried goodness to holiday meals, mac and cheese, cocktails. The possibilities is endless. But look, grab you a copy of the book through my YouTube shop or hit the description box below. But back to the recipe though.
Oh yeah, hold on. Ooh, it's hot. Hold on, Oxtail. So look, however you want it. However you want it. If you want it smoked, if you want it in the oven. Shit. Hold on. Nice and tender with a slight pull away, you know what I mean? Stop playing with them, man. Hold on.
Okay, so this is how we're gonna start our fire, all right? So it's a real simple process. You're gonna need you a chimney starter, whatever coals you finna be working with, and then you're gonna need a fire starter. So I'm finna be using Diamond's Striker Fire. It makes starting the fire process a lot simpler, and you use a lot less chemicals than when you use lighter fluid, all right? So look, what we're gonna do, fill this up with some coals. Set your fire starter on your grates, and then we're gonna light that thing on fire real quick. Now, if you ain't got one, you can also use newspaper or like a tumbleweed or something like that, but these are pretty cheap at the stove. So get a good fire on it and just cover that on up. So we're gonna let these burn for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll know the coals is ready once they like an ashy gray. All right, so we got our coals nice and hot and ready. Add them on in, yes sir. For me, I like to add me a couple of wood chunks. So this is mesquite wood. Usually with Jamaican inspired dishes, you're gonna go with like a pimento wood, but I ain't gonna lie to you, that's extremely hard to find in the US. So, just a few wood chunks. We're gonna sear our oxtails first. Just lay this on your grates. So we're gonna let this go for about 5 minutes each side over the coals, all right? So we're trying to get a good sear on that and lock that flavor in. Yes, sir. So now, we're gonna go ahead and move our oxtails on over to our indirect zone where we don't have no coals burning, okay? All right, so every 30 minutes or so, we're gonna spray this down with some beer, okay? Just so we can keep these oxtails nice and moist. Best bet is to get you some red stripe. So into our seasoned broth, we're gonna add our oxtails that's been smoking, all right? If you ain't used to handling food, you might wanna get you some tongs. just an idea. Go ahead and drop your habanero pepper or scotch bonnet pepper on in. Then we're just gonna add us up some rough chopped onions. All right, set this thing back on your indirect heat. All right. Let's see what these oxtails talking about real quick. Let's see. Oh, that's crazy. Yes, sir. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that smoke flavor, if you could taste it. Grits is real easy to make, all right? There's plenty of ways to make them. This is mine. We don't put sugar in our grits, number one. Let's just start right there. Add your 3 cups of some chicken broth. Or if you ain't really a fan of chicken broth in your grits, add water, it's cool, all right? And we're gonna add us a cup of some heavy cream. All right. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and stir this around and make sure this becomes one little mixture. Bring this to a low boil. So our liquid is up to a low boil. And go ahead and then we're just gonna slowly work our grits in. Just add them and stir as you go, okay? Boom. All right, so here what we're gonna do, turn this heat down as low as you can get it while keeping the heat on, all right? I guess that would be low. Okay. Okay. Now, start slight with this, all right? So we're gonna season it up. This ain't no fried chicken, so you don't need a whole lot. So add just some nature seasoning. And some black pepper, all right? That is all you need for the time being. All right, cover that on up with a lid, and then we're just gonna let this go on low for about 15 to 20 minutes, all right? All
right, we're gonna add us in half a stick of some unsalted butter. Once you got this nice and done and everything stirred up, that butter's gonna melt in real nicely, okay? Now, right now, your temp should be on like a good low. All right, then we're gonna add us in some boys and garlic and herb cheese. So with that, you can kind of guesstimate, add you about a quarter cup. See the grits creamy, rich, thick. Now, depending on how you like the grits, if you want them thicker, you know, if you like them thick, you know, you can leave them as such. Or if you want to thin them out some a little bit, you want them a little runnier, creamier, and just add a little bit more cream in there. Work that on in. And then plus naturally grits will end up kind of matting up and coming together as they cool down. So keep that in mind too. And add just a little bit of some shaved or shredded Parmesan on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa, whoa. I swear I dropped my kneecap in that motherfucker. God. Oh, yes, Lord. Listen, man. You still single and using these recipes, it's by choice. Cause man, look at him.
Yes, Lord, let me talk. You tuned into the Chef Core in the kitchen. We here for a good time, not a long time. Matter of fact, we're here for a great time. Yes, Lord, let me talk.